Good morning. Good morning. Class is quiet today. I miss you. I miss you so much. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. This is our first class today. This is going to be our English class. And what we're doing today is we're going to do some more review for the test we've got coming up tomorrow and the next day. So there is no workbook page that you need for this. I just need you to listen, just like we did in class. Okay? But before we get started, I have one thing that I want to tell your mom and dad. There is a form that went home yesterday. It looks like this. Jamia passed them out in your workbook pages. This is very, very important. Please make sure you call mom or dad over to have them look at this. This has to be filled out because this is how the school gets our money to give you such great opportunities here. We love to have you with us. So please make sure mom and dad fill this out and send it back to school along with your packet. Also, since this is the first time we're doing all of the packet work, I want to remind you of a couple of things. I sent home pencils with you. I sent home paper with you. I sent home all of your work pages. They're in a packet. Please, please, please keep these straight. Don't lose them. Don't scatter them around your bedroom. Don't feed them to your dog. It's very important that you keep hold of these because they will be graded when we get back. Okay? One more, a little message for mom and dad as well. You make sure that mom and dad sign you in every morning by sending me a little text through Praxi, or not a text, excuse me, an email, and this has to go through Praxi. I've already sent mom a text, and just make sure, say, Mom, did you sign me in today? Okay, because that has to be done by 9 a.m. or else, just like you're not in the classroom and you're not here, and I definitely want you here. So please, please do that. Don't lose your papers. Do your own work. Please don't do, this is just like in class, so please don't work ahead. You can't work ahead because, you know, like yesterday in our math work, we didn't do the math page. We wrote different things in the math page. And if you don't watch the video, you won't catch that. And if you don't catch that, and you don't write that in when I go to grade your paper, I'll know you didn't watch the video because the work wasn't set up like we set it up in class. So just like in class, I'm going to share my screen with you, and we're going to start on our page. So our page for today is the same one we've been working on in class, and yesterday we had the advantage of writing on the board. Today, of course, you won't have the opportunity to do that, but I wanted to review this again just to let Rylan and KJ and Kylie catch in on this, because I know Rylan's been gone for a couple of days too. So we want everybody to have this opportunity. So let's share my screen. I'm going to pull up your English. We're going to do this just like we do it in the classroom. So what you're looking at right now is the screen that we're working on. So of course you won't have to put your name and your date in here because you don't have a workbook page in here. Let me say that again. You don't have a workbook page in here, and it's okay. All you're doing on this one is listening. Okay? So when mom says, "Where's your page?" you say, "Huh? It's cool. I don't need it for this." Okay? I did send one with you, but I don't want you to fill it out now. No, I didn't, actually. I have them with me. These are the tests that you'll do when you get back. So right now, all we're doing is studying, and you don't need to write anything down. But when you come back, we'll take the test on this with the papers that I have in my hand somewhere. Okay? So here we go. We're going to listen and repeat the directions. So please do this with me. The first part says, draw a box around the adjective that answers the question, what kind? And I hope you did repeat that, because this will help you make a bridge between working from home and working from school. And that's important. I don't want you to lose any of that. So if we look at number one, I don't have anybody to read for me, so I'm going to have to do it myself. But if you'll read with me, this will be great. Number one says, hang on, find mine. Oh, technical difficulties. Gotta find my pen. There it is. All right, there we go. Now we're in business. So let me get my, yep, there we go. So number 1 says, the old man walked down the street. And we're going to draw a circle around the adjective that answers the question, what kind? So you see I've got man underlined here. And my question is, what kind of man walked down the street? And the answer would be old. Okay? Old man. You guys did great on this when we did it in class. But for like Rylan and Kylie who missed a couple days, I want you to make sure that you understand. And this is also a review for the people who were with us yesterday. Number 2, the brown dog ate the bone. What kind of dog? Brown dog. So we're going to circle. Brown dog ate the bone. By the way, this is what your test will look like. So if you remember how to put your answers in here, it should be easy peasy. Okay? And we're going up to the next one, and it says, the boys have seen a huge frog. What kind of frog? A huge frog. So that's what we'll circle. And number 4, the slow turtle walked across the road. What kind of turtle? Slow. Then that brings us to the next part, which says we're going to listen and repeat the directions again. It says, mark the sense that the adjective uses. And in this case, it's asking about the sense that is described in the adjective that has a box around it. So number 5 says, the doctor saw the little girl. Well, what is the adjective here? Little is the adjective. Is little something you feel, something you hear, or something you see? Little is something you see. It's a look. So we color in the circle for little. Or look, I'm sorry. And number 6 says, the friend gave sweet candy to Sam. The word sweet is the adjective. Is sweet a sound, a taste, or a look? It is a taste. It's something you do. A taste. And the next one says, Maya saw a soft chicken. Soft is soft, something you feel, something you taste, or something you smell. It is something you feel. A lot of my chickens have very soft feathers. I like that to feel their soft feathers. And that brings us to number 8. The white egg rolled out of the nest. White is the adjective. Is white describing how it sounds, how the egg looks, or how the egg smells? You said look, that's correct. White is a color. It's how something looks. Down on the second part, we're going to listen and repeat the directions. Mark how many are being compared. All right. This is where we worked yesterday on the endings ER and EST. We use ER if you're comparing 2 things, but we use EST if you are comparing more than 2. More than 2. Could be 3, could be 6, could be 7,523. Anything more than 2 gets an EST on the end. All right? So we're talking about number 9, and number 9 says, the hummingbird is the smallest bird of all 3. Well, there's a clue right there, all 3. Is that 2 or more than 2? It's more than 2. So we're going to put down more than 2. Right there. Number 10 says, Mark's room is cleaner than Paul's room. And when I look at the two rooms that I'm comparing, it's Mark's, which is 1, and Paul, which is 2. So we're only comparing 2 things, and we know from our sidebar here that 2 gets an ER. So we are comparing 2 things. See how they use the word ER here and the ending EST. You're doing great on these. Let's go ahead and go to the back page, and we'll study that up a little bit. Again, we're going to read and listen and repeat the directions. And the directions say, add ER or EST to the highlighted adjective to complete the sentence. And so this time you're doing it. If you remember back here at our rule, we've got 2 is ER ending. More than 2 is an EST ending. It says on number 11, my house is blank than his house. And we're using the word tall. So we write the word tall in here. And our only decision is whether we're going to put an ER on this or an EST. Remember, if it's ER, we're comparing 2 things. If it's EST, it's more than 2. Okay. So we're comparing my house and his house. That's 2 houses that we're comparing. So we're using 2. So for 2, we add the ending ER. So we're going to put an E and an R right there. And there you have it. My house is taller than his house. And we can try in the other one to see which one sounds better or makes sense. This is always a good check for us. My house is tallest than his house. It doesn't really sound very good. Actually, it sounds better if we say my house is taller than his house. So that's how we do that one right there. And now if we look at number 12, it says, she is the blank runner of the 4 girls. And we're using the word fast. So let's put fast in there and then decide what kind of ending we're going to use. And our determining factor is how many we're comparing. If we're only comparing 2, we use ER, like with our houses. If we're comparing more than 2, we're going to use EST. So let's count. We're comparing the first girl, the fast one, and we're comparing the other girls. So we have 4 girls altogether. Is that 2 or more than 2? That's more than 2. So on this one, we're going to put EST for fastest. And we read it back. It says, she is the fastest runner of the 4 girls. That sounds right, doesn't it? It's about right. Very good. So let's come up to the next part. And we have a little part to the Bible here. It says Matthew 4:18 through 20. People followed Jesus. They did. A lot of people followed Jesus. People still follow Jesus today, which is what is one of the best parts of the world that we live in. So we're going to listen and repeat the directions up here. It says, mark the question that the boxed adjective answers. Okay. So we've got another adjective in a box, and we need to know what question it answers. And number 13 says, 2 brothers followed Jesus. Wants to know is 2 brothers. Number 2. Does that tell us what kind of brothers, or does that tell us how many brothers? We've got 2 in there. We've got a number, so we know that it's telling us how many brothers followed Jesus. So we're going to color that in right and move on to number 14. 14 says, Jesus made sick people well. And it wants to know, does the word sick tell us what kind of people? Or does it tell us how many people? You look at the word sick, it's not a number word, is it? So it's telling us what kind of people, not the healthy people, the sick people. And now moving on to 15, it says, Jesus gave food to hungry people. This would be a very bad time to have to change the batteries in my mouse, but you never know. So it asks us on number 15, hungry people. Is hungry telling us what kind of people, or is it telling us how many people? It's actually telling us what kind of people we've got there. And now we look at the directions for the next part. We're going to listen and repeat. It says, write a colorful adjective from the thesaurus, that's a big word, that is a synonym for the boxed adjective. That's a big word, this thesaurus right there. Thesaurus is a book, and this book gives you any word, and then it tells you some words that have the same meaning as that first word. These are synonyms. Remember, antonyms are opposites, like hot and cold. Synonyms are two words that mean the same thing, like hot and warm. So come over to here, and it wants us to give another synonym of the word that's circled. Number 16 says, the fast mouse lived in a house. The word is circled as fast. Fast. What's another word for fast? Yesterday we talked about quick. We could use the word quick. We could use the word speedy, which is, I actually think that's the one we chose yesterday. Quick, speedy. Those words could be used to mean the same thing as fast. You just don't want to use the same word twice. So this needs to be a different word than the word we've got here. And we've chosen quick today, but I think yesterday we chose speedy. Number 17 says, the afraid puppy hides under the chair. What's another word for afraid? Be scared, fearful. We could use any of those. Let's try scared today. Yes. See. The scared puppy hides under the chair. Very good, very good, very good. We're almost done today. Let's go ahead and look at the last part for this first video. And it says, listen and repeat, says, draw a box around a colorful adjective that is a synonym for the boxed adjective. And we've got an adjective right here that's circled, and we need to find a synonym or a word that means about the same thing. So number 18 says, Mother washed the little dishes. What's another word for little here? Good. Is that another word for little? Or is small another word for little? I think when we're looking at it, we'll notice that small is another word that means little. So we could use tiny or minuscule or itty bitty. Any of those words will do. The one they've chosen is small, and that's the best choice of the two we have today. Number 19 says she gave the right answer. I'm looking for a synonym of the word right. Would that be true or wrong? Well, right and wrong are opposites, so we know that's not it. We're looking for synonyms. So true and right are synonyms. She gave the true answer. There you go. Good job. This is our study page, and there is no work page again with this, so this doesn't have anything for you to write on. I just wanted you to get some study time on this. I brought my pen. I just wanted you to get some study time on this so that when we get back to class, we'll do a test on this. All right? I will post this video. I'm going to stop sharing now, the screen, and then I'm going to stop my recording, and we will put this on video for you. This is the first video. Make sure you have them all. If you're missing anything, if you have any questions, please text me. Okay? I love you all, and I miss you, and I'll see you later.